loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I told you guys I'm going to be a consistent queen, and this is me again. Twice in September I have dropped 2 vlogs, unlike me that will just drop one vlog and disappear. Anyway, so today we are going to be discussing about something that nobody really talks about, and as a matter of fact, it is my story. But I know a lot of people on here might be able to relate to it, or will be able to relate to it. I don't know. It's about living alone as an adult for the first time. Yeah, it's a sensitive topic. Okay, so when I decided to live alone, I was around 25. Yeah, I was around 25, and I knew that it was time to be fully dependent as an adult and not live with my family anymore. So I started house hunting. I started mentally preparing myself to be an independent adult. Yes, so I did not exactly start living at that age. It took me a while. I started living alone at 26, so it was like 1 year later that it manifested physically. I was so happy, I felt like, oh, I would have, even though I wasn't exactly bound by my parents, because I'm an adult. My mom did not, she wasn't very, very strict around that age. I was just happy to be by myself. So I found a place, a nice cozy place, and the very first night that I slept alone in that house, I told myself, is this really worth it? I woke up the next morning, there was nobody to say good morning to. Before I went to bed, the very first night, there was nobody to say good night to. There was no morning devotion in the morning with my family, and that is where my problem began. At first, I was not exactly feeling the absence of my family. I was still, very happy to be alone, have my alone time, and enjoy my new space as an adult. Where it did hit me was when I realized that I wasn't exactly hanging out around my friends anymore. Some of my friends moved out of my city. Some got married because we were older now. We're not kids anymore. I'm talking 26, 27. Everybody was getting married, having kids. I have a friend that has 3 children. She just gave birth to twins, I think yesterday. And I'm like, girl, you on fire, because I've not even had 1 child. Anyway, children are cute, but they come with a lot of expenses that I do not want to carry alone. So I'm going to be waiting on the Lord for when God sends me my own man and my own supporter. So all my friends got married, some had kids, and some left the city. Everybody just chasing their dreams. It was a lot. That's when it started to dawn on me that, was it really a good idea to move out of my family house? Now, there were nights, it became so crazy that there were nights that I would cry myself to sleep, because from morning till night, there was nobody to talk to. There was no friend to talk to. All of my friends were online, and that's not how we used to be before. We used to always catch up on the weekends. Even on the weekdays, we would just maybe meet up in a fancy restaurant or in a fancy, bar and just catch up. But now we only get to talk on the phone, and it was, exhausting. Now nobody really talks about, everybody's just so, I look at young adults, everybody's just they're so eager to, they want to live alone, they want to be away from their parents, away from their family. Yes, it gives you a level of independence. You get to make decisions, like really hard decisions by yourself without anybody's opinion, compromising your own thoughts on the decision you want to make. But then when the night comes and everybody is cuddled up with, it's even harder when you don't have a partner. Like, it was so hard for me because I didn't have a partner. I'm not married. I don't have a boyfriend. And everybody will go back to their boo and their bae and their family. And then there's me hugging my pillow tight and crying myself to sleep. It was so bad that I thought I needed therapy. And I spoke to one of my friends, and she's like, she's also in the same boat. She feels the same way. We both live alone, and there's no family around. And she told me it was because we did not have partners. And I saw sense in it. We didn't have any partner. We didn't have anybody around. Let's not pretend and say, oh, I don't really need anybody. Everybody needs somebody. Loneliness is a thing. And from loneliness, it grows to sadness. And from sadness, it grows to full-blown depression. And yeah, I was on that line. In fact, I was already depressed. I had to start reading my Bible seriously. I had to even make Jesus my boyfriend. I had to make Jesus my partner. I started talking to the Holy Spirit more, because who else will I talk to apart from him? So when you decide to, decide to live alone, please put it in mind that it's not going to be rosy all the time. When you go out with your friends and you guys party, yeah, when you get home, there is nobody. See, let me tell you, it's so bad that when you come back from work and you do not prepare what you're going to eat when you come back, you will come back hungry. You will still enter the kitchen and you will whip what you're going to eat, because nobody is at home to make food for you. Except you are going to keep ordering food and ordering food, and the country is now, it's not in a very good situation where you have to always be buying food. So how did I deal with this? How was I able to come out of it? I started talking to my friends more, friends who were not really occupied. Sometimes I would go spend the night in some of my friends' places, be it male or female. Yeah, I do have male friends who are sweet boys. So sometimes I would call my friend, oh, I want to come over to stay for the night. And he's like, oh, come, let's chill together. And I'd go. Or I talk to my female friend, me, I can't sleep alone this night. I beg, let me come and sleep in your house. And she said I should come, I pack my load and I go and spend the night. That's how I started dealing with it, and until I was very grounded in my new development, in my new shift. I had transitioned fully to living alone. So now I can go days without seeing anybody. As long as I have internet, I have phone, I have data, I have food, I have electricity, I am good. I can just probably speak to some of my friends at the end of the day. And then when I start to get too lonely, I probably travel to go see my partner, because he happens to live in a city that I don't live in. So when I stay like 2 months, or I don't know, 2-3 months, I'm like, babe, it's time for me to come and cuddle. And he's like, come on, babe. And I go and meet my baby. So that's how I was able to deal with it. I also, sometimes I go visit my family. Like, my family doesn't live far from where I live. Even though I moved out of the family house, we still stay in the same city, not too far from each other. Sometimes I go visit my mom, my sister, my brother, and I can spend like a day with them or spend an evening with them, and we all laugh, eat together, and I come back home. So yeah, that was how I was able to deal with living alone. And now I am very comfortable in my own space. So before you go and pay for that house, before you decide to call an agent and say, I want to start house hunting, please give me a 2-bedroom flat, 3-bedroom flat, and you've not lived alone before. It's not like you've been living alone and you're just trying to look for a better apartment. You have never been alone before. Please bear in mind that you are going to cry. you are going to cry, but I know you are going to figure it out. It's part of adulthood. Adulthood is continuous progress. Like, the moment you feel like you have known something, you have mastered something, life will give you another blow in your throat, and you start learning how to deal with it from scratch. But I know you're all gonna figure it out. I'm always here to give you some tips and tricks on how I dealt with some things. You're always free to ask me questions. Before I started this video, I forgot to introduce myself. If you have watched this video to this length, my name is Boma, and people call me Fine Boma, probably because I'm pretty. So if this is your first time, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And there's something else on my mind. I don't know, should I address you guys as my loves or besties? I feel like besties feels like a more committed friendship. You get what I mean? I call everybody my love. I could meet somebody today, and the person greets me, good morning, and I'm already answering, good morning, my love. I don't know the person from anywhere, but I can never tell or call somebody my bestie when we are not in a close knit. So should I address you guys as my loves or besties? Let me know in the comments. And did you experience this same thing I just talked about when you decided to live alone, or are you currently experiencing it, and how are you dealing with it? Let me know in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Thank you for watching. See you in my next vlog. Please don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be the first to know when I drop a video. Bye. Mwah.